It's OG Hollywood tapping in. If you don't know about it by now, there's been a sex, money, murder indictment that has grabbed some of the bros. I'm just going to get right into this. I ain't even going to wait for nobody to get in here. You get in when you get in. If not, you catch it on the rebound. So I'm going to let the bro HOCUS talk about it first because he got grabbed up yesterday.
In the sex, money, murder, RICO indictment. Conspiracy. This is real shit. I'm not even joking. Yesterday, I was picked up by the feds and charged in a sex, money, murder, RICO indictment. I'm laying down in the house. I see sirens outside. And I hear, Hassan Harris, freeze! FBI! Like, I'm thinking I'm being pranked. Like, hold on, what? FBI? So they take me into custody. They didn't want to tell me my charges. I get there, and my lawyer shows me that I am charged in a RICO conspiracy based in Savannah, Georgia. The Southern District of Savannah, Georgia. Now, listen.
We're going to let Hoke talk, then we're going to get into this. We got some more info.
These are my co-defendants. And that's just me. Where the fuck are my co-defendants? They redacted the whole indictment. They redacted everything. Black, redact, black, redact. They redacted everything. Look at the indictment. I'm charged in a RICO conspiracy. Yo, listen, man. I'm gonna say this much, right? They got RICO conspiracy here, murder in the aid of racketeering, causing death through the use of a firearm, conspiracy to commit murder in the aid of racketeering, wire fraud conspiracy, and drug conspiracy. Now,
everybody drop a comment or something, man, so this drug could shoot out. Drop a comment. Just put a 1 or something in the chat. Drop a comment to make this video shoot out.
So they're saying that I committed wire fraud during the pandemic by getting unemployment and PPP loans. And I'm gonna say this: I maintain my innocence. Everything I do is by the book. I'm not
appreciate y'all.
No conspiracy. I didn't conspire to do anything with anybody. I'm going to fight. Y'all missed to go to trial. Y'all know that. I'm going to trial and I'm going to fight. I do gang prevention, and I do, get anti-gang violence, and that's my movement. And y'all know that. Y'all see it every day. It's like this is an ill attempt to like embarrass me or something, or to make me look like a hypocrite. All he's doing anti-gang violence, but throw me in a conspiracy with people that I don't even know.
Oh, we're going to talk about this, y'all. We're going to talk about this.
Georgia in my life. I've never been to Savannah, Georgia in my life, number one. And I can't tell you one person I know right now from Savannah. I couldn't tell you. If you ask me, not one person. Just because, you know how they do. So in the beginning, they start off with, in the 80s, 90s, sex, money, murder, and they go into like the gang. It's like, anything that got to do with them 3 letters, SMM, they want to throw me in there. And I'm telling y'all, I'm walking a straight line. I'm walking a fine line, a straight line.
Drop a 1 when you come in and push the video out.
I do not commit crime. I don't. I go to work and I go home. And this is just really messed up. That now I gotta fight once again with the legal justice system as I'm walking a straight line and thrown into a conspiracy that have murders on it, that I have nothing to do with, people that I don't even know. Then don't even tell me who these people are. They just black out the whole indictment and then lets me go. Let's talk about that, because I know y'all like to play with niggas' names out here. How did HOCUS, get let go? I can hear the trolls now. How did HOCUS get let go? And he did not indict me with murders on it, because HOCUS ain't got nothing to do with nobody killing nobody. That's how. HOCUS really didn't do nothing. I maintain my innocence. I am going to trial. I didn't conspire. I didn't do no fraud. I did not do no fraud. I do everything by the book with me. It's textbook. Like, for real. So here go my, if y'all want to stop it, the video and see it. I was let out on an unsecured bond of $25,000, which is a signature bond, which means I didn't have to pay it. Why they let me go? I don't know. They let me go because I ain't do nothing.
We got some more info on this, y'all.
They made a conspiracy. So right now, I'm fighting RICO. Well, I'm actually fighting the wire fraud charges, but thrown in a RICO conspiracy. And this is public information. It's going to come out anyway. So I'm putting it out there first, because I don't want y'all to think I'm some hypocrite, right? My voice is my only weapon. I don't want y'all to think I'm some hypocrite really involved in some gang activity, but I'm doing anti-gang shit over here.
Yeah, they indicted SMM.
Gang prevention over here. I do not gangbang. I don't. Everybody know this. I'm not in contact with gang members talking gang shit. I'm not. I'm not texting. I'm not in no gang politics. I go to work and I go home. We are watching modern day. This is modern day. With the FBI and J. Edgar Hoover and them did the Black Panthers and people like Fred Hampton.
It's called COINTELPRO, y'all. That's COINTELPRO.
I'm telling y'all, and I promise y'all, I am not a hypocrite. I am not involved in any gang activity, and I'm not saying this so they could think that I'm trying to play it off, or they could think that I'm innocent. I don't do it, and they know it. They know it because if they investigate me, they know everything that I do. Y'all got my phone taps. Y'all know everything. Y'all see the positive. Y'all see the meetings I have with my team and how we want to make a change and the plans that we implementing and doing and the nonprofit I just started. And y'all see what I'm doing. It had nothing to do with any gang violence, anything gang activity at all. But you throw me in a RICO with people that I don't know in Savannah, Georgia, just because I live in Georgia? I'm telling y'all I'm innocent. Like, just because the feds charge you with something, don't think that maybe he did something. No, I didn't do nothing. I'm telling you, I didn't do nothing. I'm telling you, I didn't do nothing. Anyway, man, I'm off this. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop doing my roll calls. I'm not going to stop helping out. I'm not going to stop doing anti-gang violence. I just ask for that support back from the people because, I need y'all to rally behind me. I need it. Like, y'all see what I'm up against. And we know the real reason why, someone like me is being attacked. It's the positive stuff that I'm doing. And I got one more thing before I go. It's just, I gotta say it. How ironic, it's just how odd is it that it's just one guy that everybody's beef with ends up with a RICO.
He don't want to say it, I'll say it. He talk about WAC 100.
One guy that everybody beef with. Y'all know who he is.
WAC 100.
Now HOCUS got a RICO? Salute, man.
All right, y'all heard about this from last night. I didn't want to speak about it. I wasn't going to do a video about it, but since, HOCUS was one of the brothers involved and he went public with it, we're going to go ahead and talk about it. I got another article I want to share with y'all in the case. This is coming from Savannah, Georgia. As y'all can see, I got WTLC, Savannah, Georgia, 30 gang member associate charged on racketeering, murder, drug trafficking, and fraud. I don't think there's a video to that. I'm going to read that for y'all, so y'all can probably get some more information out of this. Okay, so it says, the U.S. Attorney's Office has charged 30 gang members and associates on racketeering, murder, drug trafficking, fraud, and firearm charges. The FBI alleges that they are part of the sex money murder gang. According to court documents, press releases, and statements in courts, members of the alleged SMM gang are accused of extreme violence to retaliate against fellow members for perceived violations of gang rules. A press release from the U.S. Department of Justice mentions fraud charges involving federal COVID-19 relief and unemployment benefit programs, resulting in intended losses more than $850,000. Hoke was saying they had him for that, for the fraud, for the COVID-19 relief, for unemployment benefit fraud. So let me continue on. As alleged, the sex money murder gang, a derivative of the nationally known Bloods gang, brutally enforced its purported rules, killing a 19-year-old member and engaged in rampant drug trafficking and federal program fraud to enrich themselves. Matthew Ghilotti, head of the Justice Department's criminal division, said in the press release, "We will not rest until every criminal organization like SMM that wreaks havoc on our streets and prison systems and exploits programs meant to support vulnerable populations are dismantled. Thank you to every federal, state, and local law enforcement agency that came together to dismantle this criminal enterprise." The indicted references our area several times, including a murder in Long County in 2020, a plan for robbery in Glenville in 2021, a drug deal in Hinesville in 2019, and the sale of cocaine in 2021. The press release states that if convicted, defendants face the following sentences for the listed charges: life in prison or death for the murder in aid of racketeering and using a firearm in the commission of murder. For the racketeering, conspiracy, and drug conspiracy charges, they face life in prison, up to 30 years for the wire fraud conspiracy, up to 20 years for the conspiracy to commit murder in aid of racketeering. There have been arrests made in Hinesville, Savannah, Augusta, and Atlanta. HOCUS was in Atlanta, y'all. Officials also mentioned investigations across the country in 7 other states. During the press conference, FBI reported they are still searching 2 individuals, including 27-year-old Quinn Howard, and they believe he is in the Savannah-Hinesville area. If this is you, Quinn Howard, you watching this, you better disappear, nigga. The Fed's on your heels. I wouldn't want to be you right now. A federal arrest warrant was issued for Quinn Howard on May 9, 2025 in the United States District Court, Southern District of Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, after he was charged in RICO conspiracy. This photo was taken in 2018. Officials say he is considered armed and dangerous. The other individual was not armed. Anyone with information is asked to contact the FBI Atlanta field officer. I can't read that number. The indictment lists the following people that have been charged by a grand jury. Antoine Allen. Listen off any of your people names. Ryan Brandt, Calvin Cheggy, Antonia Clark, Hakeem Curry, Amir Douglas, Latoya Edwards, Brandon Gilbert, Imani Gordon, Hassan Harris, Byron Hopkins, Brian Horn, Quinn Howard, Anthony Jernigan, Brandon Jones, Leroy Jones, Terrell King, Robinson Lazala, Alexander Locklear, Kyle O'Ree, Tamika Park Bishop, Raven Simone Roberts, Keyshawn Sneed, Calvin Stokes, Ricora Thompson, James Thorne, Antoine Wade, Travarius Walker, Joseph Washington, and Michael Anthony Williams. Those are all of the names that are on the indictment. Some of them I know, and I hate to see their names in this. Hoke, I believe, is innocent of anything that has to do with any of that violence. I know he's not in the street. I know the other brother, Amir Douglas, I grew up with him. It's sad to see his name on there. I don't live in the same state with him, so I have no idea, what's going on with that situation. I am in no position to speak on it. Robinson Lazala has been in prison for 28 years already. It would be real sad to see him get indicted 28 years into a 30-year sentence. If you don't know who Robinson Lazala is, that's Mac 11. He was one of those arrested at the Thanksgiving Day Massacre. Like I said, he's already served 28 years on a 30-year sentence, and it looks like he's being faced with a fresh indictment. What else do we have here? This is horrible. This is horrible news. This is really horrible news. I hate to report this. Like I said, I wasn't going to. If my brother Hocus didn't speak on it, which he's involved in it, I wouldn't have touched it, man. But Hoke already touched it, so we're gonna make sure that the people get the info. I know Hocus did a video on IG. I showed that at the beginning of this live. I started this with Hocus's video, which was, the only reason, like I said, I even did this video. So, okay, I got here from the U.S. Attorney's Office. We're going to go through the whole gauntlet, everything they got out there on this thing. 30 gang members, associates indicted on racketeering, murder, drugs, trafficking, fraud, and firearm charges. All right? So this is coming from the United States Attorney's Office from the Southern District of Georgia. We're going to get directly into this. An 8-count indictment was unsealed in the Southern District of Georgia, charging 30 defendants, all alleged sex, money, murder gang members and associates, with crimes including racketeering, RICO conspiracy, murder in aid of racketeering, conspiracy to commit murder in aid of racketeering, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and related firearm and drug trafficking crimes. According to court documents and statements, in court, SMM members and associates engaged in extreme violence to retaliate against fellow members for perceived violations of gang rules. For example, SMM members unalived one member who wanted to leave the gang and attempted to unalive another by repeatedly stabbing him for alleged homosexual activities while in jail. So it's saying that they was disciplining somebody for being a fruit booty. SMM members profited from trafficking large amounts of deadly drugs, including methamphetamine, cocaine, and heroin throughout the Savannah metropolitan area. They also made money participating in sophisticated fraud schemes targeting federal COVID-19 relief and unemployment benefit programs that resulted in intended losses of over $850,000. Again, y'all, this is all public information. It's coming from news articles and off the internet, all right? I'm not giving up anything that was anybody's private business. This is all public information. And like I said, the brother HOCUS, who's in this indictment, was arrested. He did a video on it before I, even said anything about it. So back to this. As alleged sex money murder gang, the sex money murder gang, a derivative of the nationally known Bloods gang, brutally enforces purported rules, killing a 19-year-old member and engaged in rampant drug trafficking federal program fraud to enrich themselves, said Matthew Ghilardi, head of the Justice Department Criminal Division. We will not rest until every criminal organization like SMM that wreaks havoc on our streets and prison systems and exploits programs meant to support vulnerable populations are dismantled. Thank you to every federal, state, and local law enforcement agency that came together to dismantle this criminal enterprise. Today's indictment is an important step in ending gang violence on our streets and in our prisons, said Acting United States Attorney Tara M. Lyons. My office will continuously work with our law enforcement partners to ensure public safety. The violence and crime in this gang committed across our region contributed to an epidemic in our nation. Our hearts go out to the victims and their families who suffer because of this gang's activities, said FBI Atlanta Special Agent in Charge Paul Brown. The FBI works with our law enforcement partners every day to crush violent crime in Georgia and our nation. This case demonstrates the relentless coordination and commitment among our law enforcement partners to dismantle violent criminal enterprises like sex, money, murder. With ATF Assistant Special Agent in Charge Bo Kolodka, ATF is proud to have played a critical role in targeting the illegal firearms and narcotics trafficking that fueled the gang's deadly reach inside and outside prison walls. This indictment represents a significant step forward in our continued efforts to dismantle violent criminal enterprises operating within Georgia communities and correctional facilities, said Georgia Bureau of Investigation Director Hosey. The GBI, I believe those are the people who indicted Young Thug. The GBI remains committed to working alongside our federal, state, and local partners to hold gang members accountable and protect the safety and well-being of all Georgians. The use of contraband and cell phones as a tool to carry out gang activity and other crimes from behind prison walls will not be tolerated, and we are proud of our agents for their role in assisting our law enforcement partners in stopping these individuals from jeopardizing the safety of the public and the operations of our facilities, said GDC, that's Georgia Department of Corrections, Commissioner Tyrone Oliver. This indictment is a great example of partnership at every level, ensuring the job of public safety remains paramount. According to court documents, on February 24th, 2020, Byron Hopkins and other SMM members intercepted a young victim a few hours after he stepped off his school bus. They drove him to a rural residential neighborhood where Hopkins allegedly shot him to unalivement. The victim had reportedly expressed a desire to leave the gang after accusing Hopkins of having sensual relations with a minor female who became pregnant. To lure the victim, his big brother in the gang, a person he trusted, sent him a text message claiming there was an important gang meeting he needed to attend. Believing this victim, the victim willingly got into the vehicle, unaware he was being taken to the site of his execution. This is just one example of SMM's deadly violence against a member that questioned authority or violated gang rules. According to court documents and statements made in court, SMM is a subset of the Bloods gang, which originated in Los Angeles in the early 1970s. The SMM subset has spread from the Bronx in New York to areas across the East Coast, including Georgia, where it operates inside and outside prisons and jails. The indictment alleges an extensive criminal enterprise in which SMM members, including inmates within the Georgia Department of Corrections, orchestrated numerous crimes, including murders, attempted robberies, drug trafficking within and outside of Georgia Department of Correction facilities, and wire and bank fraud. 7 of the defendants allegedly committed or ordered the charged crimes from prison. So they're saying a lot of these orders were coming from prison. If convicted, the defendants face penalties, including up to life in prison or death for the murder in aid of racketeering and using a firearm in the commission of a murder, up to life in prison for the racketeering, conspiracy, and drug conspiracy, up to 30 years for the wire fraud conspiracy, and up to 20 years for the conspiracy to commit murder in aid of racketeering. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, U.S. Department of Labor, U.S. Army Criminal Investigation Division, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and Georgia Department of Corrections are investigating the case. That's a whole lot of people investigating this damn case together. With value assistance from the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, Federal Bureau of Prisons, the Georgia Department of Community Supervision, the Georgia State Patrol, Hinesville Police Department, Liberty County Sheriff's Office, Dodge County Sheriff's Office, Chatham County Police Department, Chatham County Counteractics Team, Savannah Police Department, McRae-Helena Police Department, DeKalb Police Department, Brunswick, Georgia Police Department, and Richmond Hill Police Department. Sheesh! I mean, it's a whole lot of folks working together, don't you think? Trial attorney Lisa M. Thelwell of the Criminal Division's Violent Crime and Racketeering Section and Assistant U.S. Attorney Frank M. Pennington III for the Southern District of Georgia are prosecuting the case. The indictment is a result of organized crime drug enforcement task forces investigations. The OCDETF mission is to identify, disrupt, and dismantle the highest level criminal organizations that threaten the United States using a prosecutor-led, intelligence-driven, multi-agency task force approach. OCDETF synchronizes and incentivizes prosecutors and agents to lead smart, creative investigations targeting the command and control networks of organized criminal groups and the illicit finances that support them. Additional information about the OCDETF program may be found at www.justice.gov. Listen, man, let me say something. I got to speak on that real fast. This is a sex, money, murder indictment. And I come up here every day and call myself OG Hollywood from Sex, Money, Murder. You need to understand something. Whoever is watching this from whatever agency, those are what you call, my friend, credentials. I speak on street-related subjects. People want to know who the hell am I to think I know so much to talk about this. When you go to college and someone comes to give a lecture, they lead off with their credentials. This person has a bachelor's in such from here, an MBA from here, a doctorate from here, before they begin talking. If they have no credentials, everything that comes out of their mouth is irrelevant. It means nothing. You have to have credentials to speak on it. I was working on a video today about the Tory Lanez case and how I think I see the back door coming from over here in Rock Nation. How do I come to these conclusions? Why? I used to be in an environment where people backdoor each other and rock each other to sleep and do shit like they said to that boy. I used to be in that environment before I went to prison and before I learned Islam and started praying. My name is not associated to any acts of violence. That's a guaranteed fact. I can stand here and say that with clear eyes. That's a fact. I come up here and I use, like I said, my credentials to speak to the audience I'm speaking to because it matters to them. If I say I know Mano Cappy, how? Because I'm OG Hollywood from Sex, Money, Murder. I used to do that shit. I used to be the nigga trying to rob a man. I used to be the nigga shooting him. I know how that game go. Those are my credentials. That does not mean I'm an active gang member or a gang member at all for that matter. That's what I was in my teens, in my 20s. I make that clear. I have no modern gang banging stories. I tell all the 1990s gang banging stories because that's when the fuck I was gang banging. And I hope y'all are clear on that. I really hope y'all are clear on that. It's a big difference between credentials and activity and action. I ain't outside. I said it several times. I ain't outside, but I got a dough. But I ain't outside, nigga. That's a fact. When I leave my house, I go to the masjid. When I leave the masjid, I go back to my house. Food, gas, masjid, back to the house. That's it, man. So like I said, man, it's dangerous out there. Like the brother was referring to that COINTELPRO. The mission to seek and destroy the Black Messiah has never stopped. J. Edgar Hoover, who was the head of the FBI during the time of the Panthers, this is a real deal. He put that play in motion. COINTELPRO, seek and destroy the Black Messiah. So anytime one of us come up and HOCUS calls himself an influencer, he references himself as the influencer belt, the influencer champion. They don't want no nigga with influence. Anytime any of us start getting too much influence, they look at that as a threat. You got the ability to lead. They do not like people to have the ability to lead. They do not like people to have the ability to influence. One of the reasons I try to be as polarizing as I can when I come up here. No, I get all the people on my side too fast. They be up my ass. And that's a fact. They don't want a nigga with too much influence. Influence equals power. Power equals threat. Understand the dynamic. Hope got a lot of people that tune into what he do. He try to get scumbags off the street. That's his lane. He can't be doing that and doing certain other things, man. The streets ain't gonna let you. What they don't realize is the streets ain't gonna let you play both sides of the fence to that extent. Somebody from the street gonna check you trying to play both sides of the fence to that extent. But all I can say is, man, for those that are guilty, be responsible. You know, be responsible for your own actions. If you are guilty, just man up, be responsible for your own actions. Don't try to drag nobody else down with you because you don't want to hold a weight for what you did. You know what you did, man up. Deal with it. They got you. If you didn't do nothing, we're going to stand in support with you. We're going to stand behind you. The people going to rally together and stand behind you. I'm going to keep your name alive up here as long as I'm out here. As long as you're doing the right thing. But that's what's going on with that. I just wanted to bring everybody up to speed. I know the word is traveling around the streets about that situation. People were want to know my opinion, being that I come up here and say, like I said, what I say every day. But we pray every day. We pray every day. We pray to not be afraid. You know, if we praying every day, it won't coincide with us going out there being a scumbag at the same time. It just don't add up. I'll holler back at y'all later on when I get some more information. OG Hollywood signing out.